Welcome to morningencouragement.com. My name is Glenn Siepert, and it is super awesome to see you here this morning and to have this opportunity to share with you and to hopefully help you kick your day off on the right foot. So I'm super pumped because we are hitting day number two of the Gratitude Project. And if you don't know what the Gratitude Project is, basically for the 10 days leading up to Thanksgiving, we are shooting 10 different vlogs or video blogs about Thanksgiving, gratitude, and what it means to live with an attitude of gratitude. Because let's face it, right? Like, it's super easy to talk about Thanksgiving during the Thanksgiving season. It's right around this time where people start to become a little bit more jolly. They start to become a little bit more thankful. Everybody's, hashtagging Thanksgiving and thankful and gratitude and, things like that. But what does it mean and what does it look like to live every single day of every single year or every single day of the year with an attitude of gratitude? So that's what these videos are about. So I did the first video yesterday. I will do the last video the day before Thanksgiving. But in the 8 days in between those two videos, we have the honor and the privilege of hearing from 8 incredibly awesome people who have made a big impact on my life and my faith and my walk with Jesus. So I am super excited for them to share their heart with you. So this morning, for day number 2 of the Gratitude Project, we have the honor of hearing from Dr. Rob Reimer. Now, if you don't know Dr. Rob, man, your life is just not complete, okay? So you need to hop on to google.com right now, and you need to search Dr. Rob Reimer, R-E-I-M-E-R, Dr. Rob Reimer. This guy is incredible. He is a pastor in Boston, Massachusetts at South Shore Community Church. He is also an author of a few different books. You got Pathways to the King, River Dwellers, Soul Care. Just an incredible guy. He is a professor, my professor at Alliance Theological Seminary. I had a class with him back in January, and I will tell you right now, really quick, that class forever changed my life. And I am forever grateful to God that he caused us to cross paths, because the words that this man has spoken into my life and over my life, the things I've heard from him, I've learned from him, I've watched him live out, man, it's incredible. It's changed my life, and my life will never be the same. So I am really excited for him to share his heart with you today. I know that God has given him a great word to share with you. This video is not going to be long. You've got to watch the whole thing. It's like 8 minutes, okay? You've got to watch it. And I tell you this, whatever he tells you to do, okay, whatever it is, whatever he says to do, you just got to do it, okay? Don't overthink it. Don't say, is this a good idea? No, just do it. Whatever he says to do it, because I guarantee you that it's going to make your life better. It's going to change the atmosphere around you, and it's going to help you to make other people's lives better as well. So let's all watch what Dr. Rob Reimer has to say. Let's take his words, let's put them into practice, and let's go out and make a difference in our world. The Gratitude Project, day 2, right now. See you guys tomorrow.
There are only 2 times in your life to give thanks: when you feel like it and when you don't. You especially need to give thanks when you don't feel like it. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, give thanks in all circumstances. It's not that all circumstances in your life are good. There are plenty of things that happen to you and happen around you in life that are not good. We can give thanks in all circumstances because God is good. And we have to separate out the difference between life and God. Life is life and God is God. Life isn't always good, but God is good all the time. And that's why we can give thanks in all circumstances. A number of years ago, I went through a really dark valley in my life where I was disappointed, severely disappointed. I had all these promises that God had given me. And I mean, they come with confirmations, things like signs. I had actually a promise that God had given me a sign. The sign had come true, but the fulfillment of the promise still had not yet come. I had another promise that God had given to me personally, and then he spoke to someone else about it audibly. They gave me the audible voice of God, words that they had received. And even though I had the confirmation, still the promise hadn't come through. And I was really disappointed. And I went through a period of my life where I was discouraged for about 2 years. And during that time, I was battling against discouragement. I'd get up sometimes and I would feel really discouraged, and I would be able to fight through it for the day and overcome discouragement for the day. But the thing would come back on me the next day or the next week or 2 weeks down the road, and I would start to feel the dark clouds gathering again. And I just couldn't break through the dark clouds of discouragement. And this went on for about 2 years in my life. And one day I was sitting down and I realized I was wrestling with a question that I had never wrestled with before. I was wrestling with the question, does God lie? Now, it wasn't a theological struggle. I understood theologically God does not lie. It was an emotional struggle. I was so disappointed and so discouraged. So many things hadn't turned out the way I had hoped they would turn out. They hadn't turned out according to the words that I had had from the Lord. And I was so discouraged. I was wrestling does God lie? And I sat down with a good friend of mine, Ron Walborn, and I was talking to him, processing with him the struggles that I was going through. And as I processed with him, he gave me some advice that turned out to be really significant. He said to me, Bud, he said, you're an intense guy, which I knew. Thank you for telling me that. I knew that. And then he said to me, the thing is, he said, you need to have more fun in your life. Now this didn't sound like very spiritual advice, But I took him up on it, and I decided I was going to be intentional about having fun in my life. But here's what I did. I intentionally went out and increased the fun factor in my life. And I intentionally gave God thanks for every fun thing that I participated in. So, for example, Jen and I would go out and we would go to concerts of music that we really enjoyed. And as I was participating in the music, I would be giving God thanks for this good gift. We would enjoy really good food. And as I would participate in really good food, I would give God thanks for the gift of this really good food. Jen and I went and traveled to places that we'd never been to before. And we went to some really cool places, including Italy for 2 weeks for an anniversary. And when we went to these places, everything I enjoyed in those places, I would intentionally give God thanks that this was a good gift from God. It had a surprising effect on me. First, it helped my attitude, my mood. Second, it helped my marriage, because when, you enjoy someone and you enjoy the thing you're doing with that someone, it helps you bond closer together. But third, surprisingly to me, it actually restored for me the image of the goodness of God. The difficulties of life had tarnished the image of the goodness of God. And when I started intentionally having fun and giving God thanks for every good gift that came from above, I started to feel and know and experience once again the goodness of God. Psalm 34:8 says, taste and see that the Lord is good. Well, how do you taste and see that the Lord is good? You can't taste and see that the Lord is good by licking him. You have to experience the goodness of God. Well, how do you do it? You go out and have fun. You go out and do good things, and then give God thanks. You give God thanks for this good thing as a good gift from your good Father, and you begin to taste and see and experience afresh in your life the goodness of God. This is the power of thanksgiving. It can restore the image of the goodness of God for you. It can refresh your soul. It can bring lightness in your dark moments. It can help you overcome your darkest valleys. You've got to persist with thanksgiving, but it can change you. So this season, take time, have fun, give God thanks, because he is good.